Welcome back. This is going to be my third video now. What we're going to see for this is a little different than the last two. I asked my friend to play the Terran, so this will be TvT, but I told him that I wanted to practice dynamics between build orders. So we restricted ourselves to only 3 build orders. The 3 build orders we restricted to were a 2 factory build, a 1 factory fast expand, and a 2 factory vulture rush. So the idea is that we should be able to cover how these builds interact, or at least how the 2 builds we chose interact, and what kind of decision making was going on. The reason that I did this is because I wanted to analyze decision making, particularly due to the comments that I was getting on the last 2 videos about the decisions I was making in response to what my opponent was doing and what I saw as his build. So let's start now, and I tried to split my SCVs. A lot of people keep pointing that out. My skill at that isn't too great yet. I was practicing, so I hope that I did that a little better than I have in the past. Let's actually see how this is going comparatively. Yeah, looks alright. I'll speed it up just a little bit so that we can get past this boring stage here. I believe that in this one, the biggest thing that came into the gameplay was that I ended up scouting him and getting some pretty vital information. Or at least it seemed vital to me, and it turned out pretty well. This is going to be a game where I actually win. I know that my last 2 videos I did pretty abysmally, but I decided for this one I wanted to show a game where I got the upper hand, because in the last 2 I wasn't really playing at my top level, I think, and I hadn't practiced too much. They were some of my first few games. So here we're going to get another angle of my play style, and also we'll be seeing how my friend plays. He was practicing with me the whole night, so we pretty much had a good idea of how we were going to be doing things. So some peculiarities may come up just because we knew how we were going to open. We knew how we were going to move into mid-game, where we were going to go with things. I'm dropping my factory right now and starting a marine. The idea here is I want to go for a 1 factory fast expand, and this is because I believed that my friend was going to rush me. He had been doing a lot of 2 factory rushes. He had actually done also 1 vulture rush, which wasn't too successful, but I wanted to make sure that against the 2 factory rush without vultures, I would have a pretty good economy if I could hold it off. I had been very successful with that in previous games. I wanted to scout him so that I could make sure he wasn't going to vulture rush or anything like that, and just prepare for anything. So we see that I scouted in the wrong direction. That delayed the scouting a little bit. The machine shop is going up here now. I think I had pretty good control of minerals and gas for the most part. His factory was later than mine, despite the fact that he is actually going for the same build as me. I scouted 1 factory at this point with a machine shop going up, no marines producing, and I really grabbed onto that information. As we'll see, I reacted pretty quickly to this. I ran around his base to try to get as much out of this scouting as I could, keep the SCV alive, see what was going on, see if he did anything in the time that I was in there. Didn't see anything, so I switched my build. I dropped a 2nd factory very quickly because I assumed that he was going for a 1 factory fast expand for this game. Alright, so now watching the minerals and gas again, still pretty well under control. I'm liking that. I cut the SCVs for a little while because I thought that I was going to really need to do that if I was going to get the units out quickly. I'm producing a tank right here, and we see that I am researching vulture mines. I didn't research Siege because I thought that mines would be more useful. I had been practicing FD with a Protoss friend of mine the night before, and I thought of this as being sort of a situation where I could do something similar. In FD, you start the mines first and then push down with the tank and rally vultures. So we're going to see that I am making another tank because I thought I was going to need the extra support, but from the second building, I'm producing vultures, and I believe that after this tank I start producing vultures. Also, I tried not to queue up too much this game. I still have 2 queued on the vultures because they build pretty quickly, but at least on tanks I made sure that I was not queuing as much as I possibly could. As you saw before, I also really didn't queue my marines too much. So I caught him while he only had 1 tank and his expansion was going up. Oh, excuse me, he has 2 tanks, but I killed one. Caught it out front. He sieged this, and I think my reaction to that was pretty smooth. I just moved right up to it. There was only 1 tank, and took it down. I'm pretty much, well, I should have had a little more control on this, but I think I got on top of those pretty quickly. I tried not to give up my economic advantage because I did have this expansion, and see, I wanted to make use of this. Not let the economy go. Started up with supply depots. I wouldn't want to get supply stuck in this kind of position. And as I said, I'm rallying the vultures. And actually, I wasn't really queuing up too much there. This was great. It's a shame he moved that tank so quickly. That would have been pretty cool. But taking out this expansion was great. I don't know why he didn't cancel that. Probably you should cancel something like that if it's under fire. At least that heavy fire. His factory is just not going to help at this point, but valor in the attempt. So, as you saw, there was some vulture mine usage. I think that my mine control isn't too bad simply because I play against Protoss quite a bit. I find that to be my hardest matchup. TvT, I'm actually pretty good, at least against the people that I play against. I tend to win this against my friends. In PvP, of course, especially with vulture openings, you're going to need superb mind control. So he's left, and really all I want to say about this game is maybe anybody who's commenting, talk about the things that were going on in this base and tell me if there was anything peculiar that might have changed things around. Tell me if I used that scouting information properly, how the reactions went. I was dropping another factory. I wanted to take this into mid-game. Usually in the mid-game I find it's a good idea to drop a number of factories just to keep on top of these minerals as they start building up with the SCV saturation. Tell me what you were thinking about how I could have followed up if he'd have been able to defend better. And I have more videos from this stretch where we were practicing TvT. I may put up more. There were a lot of good games. I chose this one simply because of the reaction that I made and the way that I dealt with his situation. Alright, thank you for watching, as always. And I've actually been in contact with Day 9. He's saying that he might want to put one of my videos on a cast on Monday, possibly. So as long as that happens as expected, you might be seeing me soon. Keep an eye out. See ya.